And that's it. They're away, beginning a journey of just under 2 miles for the live racing streaming at Copybet introductory hurdle. 3 horses on their way for a first prize here of over £10,000 with Kosac, Dudairy and Smoke Trail over the first, with Smoke Trail maybe touching down with a marginal lead on the left in the dark blue and white, ahead of Kosac, Dudairy and Mydaddypaddy. Held up in third place, 2.5 lengths off them as they reach flight number 2. And the 2 leaders, with not a great deal between them, already striding on down towards flight number 3, which will be the last hurdle next time round. And Smoke Trail has a marginal lead under Derek Fox, one of his only start over hurdles at Kelso 5.5 weeks ago. Comes into the wings of this narrowly ahead of Kosac, Dudairy, who will jump it in second place. Landed about 1.5 lengths away after quite a swift leap from Smoke Trail. Gavin Sheehan aboard the second-placed horse, who went on his first start over hurdles at Lingfield, and 1.5 lengths away, Mydaddypaddy, who, as with the other pair, unbeaten over the smaller obstacles, with that taking win at Carlisle just over 3 weeks ago, which saw him installed as a general 7-1 favourite for the Supreme Novices Hurdle at Cheltenham, but a lot of water can flow under the bridge between now and then, including 6 hurdles still to take here at Haydock as they stride onto the back straight. Smoke Trail by 1.5 lengths comes towards the first one on this line of 3 and strides on nicely into it. Landed about 2.5 clear from Kosac, Dudairy, who jumped it in second, and Mydaddypaddy still waiting at the rear of the trio. Middle flight down the back straight is number 5 overall. And jumping nicely out in front, Smoke Trail, who won the second of his 2 Irish point-to-points from Kosac, Dudairy, who's the most experienced under rules, having had a couple of starts in bumpers last year, winning the last of them at Fosslas, and now takes them on towards the next flight. Smoke Trail from Kosac, Dudairy, and Mydaddypaddy just on the inside rail. Kosac, Dudairy has moved off it going in towards the turn, and that has allowed the odds-on favourite to fill that gap as they head in towards that far turn at the bottom end of the racecourse. And as they do so, Smoke Trail has just about made all so far. Kosac, Dudairy on the outside for the Jamie Snowden team. We've had a fine season thus far, 53 winners already, and that's rapidly closing in on their best of 62, which came last time around. Mydaddypaddy still in third place, and now just angled out by Harry Skelton to get a clear sight of the 3 flights that remain. On towards number 7 with Smoke Trail by 1.5 lengths, jump fluently, much better than Kosac, Dudairy, and Mydaddypaddy still being held together, but closing in towards the outside. They're on the run down towards 2 from home now. Smoke Trail on the right, Mydaddypaddy on the left. Kosac, Dudairy came up well, battling on in between them, and now they begin to lift the tempo and down towards the final hurdle, with Smoke Trail the far side, Kosac, Dudairy battling on. Skelton yet to move on Mydaddypaddy, and he's now hit the front for the first time on the approach towards the last. Kosac, Dudairy's trying to stick with him. Smoke Trail weakening back in third, now shaken up into the last, and he quickened up nicely and hurdled it very fluently indeed. And Mydaddypaddy is now breezing clear up the run-in, 2 out of 2 over hurdles, and has done so effortlessly at the line. Beat in second place Kosac, Dudairy, who stuck on well to his task. Smoke Trail, last of the 3.
Harry Skelton joins us after a smooth ride on Mydaddypaddy. Congratulations, Harry. It looked smooth. How did it feel?
Yeah, it was good. I think he's learned a lot more today. Different track to Carlisle, but yeah, was good. Travelled well, and he was good 2 out. He was all wrong, but he did something and got in deep and kicked it out. Yeah, good.
When we look at these high-profile horses that want to be do sort of like a PlayStation jumps every time, is it nice when they sometimes get in like that and learn from it?
Yeah, exactly. Like he's got an awful lot of ability, and a lot of, most horses, when you come into 2 out, you normally come in a bit behind the bridle, a bit off the bridle, but when they're travelling so strong, they've got to do something, and he was good, but look, yeah, good. It was a good test for him, and he come through it well.
It looked like you were looking for a stride as well when you were hitting him right. He was right nearly every time. He looked like he loves jumping.
Yeah, no, it was good today. and like I say, I think he's learned as he's gone on, and a couple he was wrong at, but I prefer that, they're learning something. Yeah. So no, it's good.
Dan said there won't be a plan at this stage after today, but is the back of your mind and his, would the Rossington Main and the like be on the table?
I don't know. Speak to the trainer.
Yeah. And what about that in the maiden a bit later on, £100,000 purchase? What can you tell our viewers about that, Harry?
Yeah, he ran all right the first time, killed the canto. Was a little bit fresh. Stepping up to 3 mile, he's a 6-year-old. He should cope with that fine. If he's improved on his first run, hopefully he'll run well.
You fancying him today?
Yeah. I think he's got a chance. Yeah. Like I say, he'll have to improve on what he did the first time, but there's no reason why he shouldn't have done.
Yeah. Mark Howard loves this one you've just had. He'll want a selfie with you and the horse later on. Well done, Harry.
Yeah, I love him as well, but yeah, he's going the right way.
He is. Here's to a big future.
Thank you.
Good. Well, we heard from the winning jockey. Let's listen to his brother Dan now, the trainer of Mydaddypaddy. Many congratulations, Dan. It looked as smooth as you hoped, but what was your reaction to it?
I was really happy with it. You come up here today and there's a lot to lose and not too much to gain, to be honest with you. And maybe some professionals would say, why are you running again? But my thought process with this horse, and he's a walk in the park, and I don't want to overwork him at home. So I want the track to just bring him forward and give him a bit more experience. So we're using it, we're using it that way. This means that he doesn't have to do too much at home between now and hopefully the Formby, which is where we should go next. But I was very happy with his jump in today. 4 out, Harry held tight and held him into the bottom of the jump, and he listened. Some horses can come out of your hands at that point, especially when they're going as well as he was. And then obviously 2 out, he was very clever, quick on his feet, which he needed to be. And it's a privileged position to be in, to have a horse with such ability. So you're less worried about the galloping ability when you come to a day like this, and more concerned about the jumps and him thinking quick on his feet. And I was very happy to see him think quickly on his feet.
He seems to have everything. How rare is it to have a horse with such a change of gear to be able to settle so well in a race like that as well?
Yeah, we've worked hard on that with all of our horses over the years. We feel like it's important to drop them in bumpers and teach them to settle, because obviously we don't want them over racing. But yeah, he is just a rare horse with lots of ability. It's, everyone knows how hard it is to come across them. So hopefully he's a lucky one and gets a nice smooth run, and we'll find out later in the year how good he really is when he comes up against some fancier opposition. But take nothing away from the 2 today. They're good horses.
Yeah. It's hard to put a figure on it. It's impossible to put a figure on it, but it's the upside that must get you excited as well, isn't it? Because there's no limit at this point, is there, Dan?
No, there's not. It's very exciting. Yeah, we're very lucky to have him, and hopefully, we'll do everything we can to nurture him and make him into the best he can be in his career, make it the best it can be. But the most the one insight I can give you this year compared to last year is that in the summer I was on the fence whether he was truly a 2-miler. He's out of a real stayer, Deb, and he's by walk in the park who can get any trip, I suppose. But it always felt like he could be a stayer. And last year he worked well, won his bumper through staying. And I did just not worry, that's not the right word, but Dermot, his owner and breeder, was absolutely adamant we go down 2 miles. And I didn't say anything at the time because I didn't want to burst any bubbles. But, he knows as well, secretly in my heart, I was wondering, was this horse a 2.5 miler? Yeah. But what he's done this year is he's got faster. Yeah. So I'm very happy to say that he is a 2-miler, and that's almost given me clarity that wasn't there in the summer. So very happy.
Are we going to see him at Aintree on Boxing Day for the Formby then?
I do hope so. Yeah, I do hope so. I don't see any reason not to, as long as racing's on and everything's okay. I'd love to be there with him. And beyond that, I don't really know. I'm just I want to end up in the Supreme, but where and how we do that, I don't yet know. He was a bit fresh saddling him today. We saddled him in the standard boxes. That was all new to him as well. So he's got all those bits and pieces to learn, but then they're all novices. Yeah.
Tell me about that horse that runs in the maiden. Cost £100,000. Remind me.
Kilbecanto. Yeah. Yeah, nice horse. I wouldn't say we were underwhelmed with him at Uttoxeter, but perhaps a little disappointed. We perhaps expected a little bit more of him. Yeah. But the more I've had him, the longer I've had him, the more it's evident it is that he's a chaser, to be honest with you. I think the trip will suit him today, and the more jumps the better, so that's why we've gone to the trip. But if he got beat, it wouldn't surprise me if we're over fences sooner rather than later, because he does look, the longer I've had him, the more obvious it is that he's a chaser.
And I can't let you go without asking about, I'm going to ask about the new Lion?
Yeah,
Update?
remarkable really. I mean, I expected him to be stiff and sore. He's not. We trotted him up the day after. He was sound. We trotted him up for the vets on Monday. He's absolutely fine. Couldn't find anything that needed any treatment. Physios were at him on Sunday morning just in case. Yeah, just fine. I mean, I think we got away with it, obviously, that he's okay. But we also didn't get away with the fact that he can be over brave at his jumps. 2 out at Cheltenham, very flat, very low. The last at Cheltenham, you know, he only just made it. We saw, you know, on the Tuesday, State Man not quite make it, and unfortunately on Saturday at Newcastle, it was our turn to not quite make it. He left a leg down, which is a dangerous thing to do for them. And hopefully, you know, he is an intelligent horse, and I'd like to say that he's a thinker and he'll go home and learn from this. He's a brave horse, so I don't see him not going back and facing those hurdles as aggressively as he has, but hopefully just a bit sharper on his feet. But I don't want to distract from the fact that he was probably going the fastest he's ever gone in his life. And I think that's probably what led to it, rather than indecision. I think it was speed. But they're there to be jumped.
Yeah.
And fair play to the winner, and Jeremy Scott and his team. You know, she's done it again.
Right.
We can't keep calling her lucky. So, you know, very well done to them. We've got to go back, not back to the drawing board, but we've got to go and get it right. But one thing I'm very, very happy with on Saturday, which is the one thing I wanted to see more than anything, was how he coped with 2 miles. Yeah. And it's quite obvious, at least to me anyway, and everyone connected with the horse, that 2 miles we're very happy with.
Okay, in 5 seconds, where will we see that horse next, the new Lion?
Not sure.
Okay, thanks so much for your time, and well done with the winner.
Thank
Thanks,
you.
Dan.
Cheers.
Good.
Watch live racing now on racingtv.com.